a linebacker, and a man of leisure.
This doesn't even make sense.
You're listening to Bishop and Laurinaitis.
All right, typically time for three things, but instead one big thing, as we have a little bit of an announcement to make here with our great friend Threes, and I'll just go ahead. You're gonna go back to the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, and you're gonna be, working under Rip, and in a matter of a season you'll become an expert rope handler, much like Jimmy was. So you'll have that to look forward to, which is nice. Right. You've always wanted to go west, and now you will. You are going west, my friend, but not quite that far.
That's true. I will be the reports, which I don't know how they got out, but they got out. The reports are true. I am going up to South Bend with Marcus. You know this because obviously of our friendship outside of the show. I've been poking around with the idea of coaching for a couple of years now, and had tried a couple times here locally, and for whatever reason, the situation just didn't come about. And so, with your best friend getting the head coaching job, it's a pretty unique situation. At a pretty awesome opportunity to go up there and get started in the profession and get going. So it's abrupt. It's one of those things. When I went and visited, it's a conversation, and then it's hey, when do you need me to start? And January 10th. Oh, okay. Really quick, yes, sir. And so a lot of moving parts, but unfortunately, this is the last week of Bishop Laurinaitis, which makes me sad because I have truly enjoyed every single morning on this show with you, and doing the show, man. It's been fun, and you've carried me on your back. That's why you have back problems right now.
No, not true.
That's why you need a heating pad and a stem unit to get you through 3 hours of radio.
That's
but
the only way I can do it.
It truly has been a blast, man. No,
it was. It's mixed for me. And when you and I talked a couple of weeks ago, and when I as soon as Marcus got the thing, I thought, boy, that makes all the sense in the world. That job, that place, working with Marcus. I mean, it all added up. And anybody who's paid attention to the scores and listened to the show for the last couple of years, certainly, we tease about, you taking the head job at Montana State and all of that. We knew this was in your blood.
Which you could have had, by the way.
Which you could have had,
yeah. You could have had. You decided to drop the ball on that.
I blew it. You blew it, boy. Yeah. So I think we all knew that the itch was there for you to scratch. And, I think one thing that I think has been really cool about the way you've shared with our audience is, as a former player, finding what your why is beyond your family. What motivates you? What gets you going? What gets you fired up to compete the next day? And I think you've been very candid with our audience through that. So I knew when the phone rang. It was crazy. I was actually at Black Cobra's birthday party when the phone rang and you called. I knew what it was about because obviously I knew where you were going. And I really feel the same way now as I did then when we spoke, is that I can't be more happy for you. Because I think this is an amazing opportunity for you and Shelly and the girls. When you and I, and we'll have a whole week to get into some of this stuff, but when you and I launched the show, this was a shotgun marriage, very much. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew you as a player, but you and I were apart. I covered you as a player, but when you and I were, I didn't see you for 10 years.
Yeah, very aggressively. I remember you and Rothman just dogging me and Marcus after the what was it? No, I'm joking.
No, but I mean, we were, and Todd Markowitz, who's the best general manager in all of the radio business, saw something in you and I working together that would work, and it did. And we work in a business that has tangible ways of measuring success, and one of those is ratings. And so we thank you for responding to this show. But this has been a joy. I told somebody this weekend, I said, I talked to James more than my wife for 4 years.
It's so true.
I talked to you more than I talked to my wife for the last 4 years.
Uninterrupted, yes.
Uninterrupted.
It's so true.
Yeah, off and on, sure, more. But honestly, for 3 hours a day, I've talked to you pretty much nonstop for 3 hours a day for the better part of 4 years. So I've spent more time talking with you than than anybody, during that time, by a wide margin, I think. So, so in that sense, you're going to lose that part of the show. I know I'm not losing a friend, because that's one thing that's happened over the last 4 years, is you and I have developed an incredible friendship off of all of this. And I assume that you get Bootsy a scholarship to Notre Dame at some point when that time comes.
That's right. That's right.
But that part will go on.
We're going to Lane Kiffin it and just offer
Give him,
now.
Send it now. But no, we're going to miss you tremendously on the show, but we're really, really thrilled for you, and I'm excited that we have the rest of the week to to finish up, and then we'll deal with what comes after that. But we're all really, really happy for you, pal, and I know it's something that this opportunity in talking to you, this was the one. This was the one. The setup was as good as can be.
It was, and there was really two people that I even considered, and obviously, with Coach Vic and with Marcus, and I didn't even talk to Luke in his preparation for the playoff. It was more of I wanted to go visit Marcus first, and it was really just the fact that we've been best friends since freshman year of college, and so. Yeah. There's a level of trust there, but I know that those two individuals care a ton about their families. They have to. They have 6 kids each. So, it's important to both of them, which is important to me because I know the time is obviously intense. Thankfully, I have a very supporting and loving wife who has been pushing me to do this for, quite frankly, a couple of years. Every time I'd bring it up to her, what do you think? She'd say, sooner or later, you're going to just look back and regret it. So I'm glad she's continued to push me to challenge myself, but I've just been grateful, man. You're right. The 3 hours a day, especially through COVID, it's sometimes it's the only person I've talked to besides my wife throughout much of the day. So, yeah, it's been great, man. And we'll enjoy the heck out of this week.
Yeah, we certainly will. And you tell Marcus he owes me a big box of that for losing my partner. If he's going to steal partners, I need a bunch of Adidas gear coming my way, or Under Armour, whatever the heck is going on over there. We got to get that taken care of. So there you have it from Threes. Going to have a fun final week here, and then he'll be off to coach in South Bend. Great stuff, pal. We are back tomorrow. The Coach Holtman Show coming up next. Bishop